Did you know that 50% of dementia patients experience significant stress and anxiety during air travel, often due to unfamiliar environments and the hustle and bustle of the airports? And around 60% of dementia patients and their travel companions report experiencing anxiety during air travel due to unfamiliar environments and the complexity of navigating airports. Studies have shown that up to 55% of dementia patients face difficulties understanding announcements and signage in airports, which can significantly increase their stress levels during the travels, which is something that we do not want. And there's tips for that, which I'm going to explain here. And again, I'm Duchess DJ, and we're welcoming you to our Dementia Diaries. Thank you for joining in today. I'm going to give you a tip. To ease the travel experience for dementia patients, it's important to plan ahead, arriving at the airport early, requesting assistance services, and carrying a travel kit with familiar items can help reduce anxiety and ensure a smooth journey. And as Rumi says, travel brings power and love back into your life. And don't we want a little bit more love in our life? And if you or your loved one is dealing with dementia, you might be concerned about the logistics of air safety, when you travel. The process of getting to the airport and dealing with the altitude and the rigors of flying can indeed be challenging. But if you're looking for some insights into travel, especially air travel for your dementia patient or your Alzheimer's or someone with a memory disorder, you're in the right place. Because I'm Duchess DJ Love, and in this video, I'm going to guide you through the realities of flying with dementia. For everything you need to know from air travel for dementia patients, stay tuned. And we're going to dive into that. And each Friday, tune in to me for my Duchess DJ Dementia Diaries. Navigating the hustle and bustle of airports can be challenging enough. But when traveling with a loved one who has dementia, it can feel overwhelming. Fear not, because we're here to turn turbulence into tranquility with 15 essential travel tips. I've got you covered when it comes to flying the frequent skies, the friendly skies, because I'm a frequent flyer. Again, welcome back to Duchess DJ Dementia Diaries, and in this episode, we're diving into the skies with part 2 of our series, Traveling with Dementia Made Easy, Air Travel. Whether you're a seasoned flyer or planning your first trip with a loved one who has dementia, these tips will ensure a smooth and stress-free journey from takeoff to touchdown, from airport navigation to in-flight comfort. We've got you covered every step of the way. Again, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. This is something that's very dear to my heart. My mom has dementia. She's had it for over a decade. We're frequent flyers. We're world travelers. We're on the go because travel is my passion. My mom loves to travel. So this is what we're doing. We're going to make traveling for people with especially dementia easy. So from the airport navigation to in-flight comfort, I've got you covered every step of the way. Again, I thank you for joining me. And with years of experience in caregiving and my passion for making travel accessible for everyone, I'm here to share practical tips and valuable insights to help you and your loved ones enjoy stress-free travel experiences. So join me as we explore the world and make travel a little easier, as I know it can be overwhelming. So as we dive into the nuances of air travel with a loved one who has dementia, it's crucial to remember patience and preparation are your best allies. One additional tip is to consider the use of noise-canceling headphones or earplugs, because airports and airplanes can be loud and overwhelming, which may exacerbate the anxiety or agitation of someone with dementia. So these noise-canceling headphones can be a lifesaver because they help create a calm auditory environment, reducing the stress and making the journey more pleasant. And bring gum for them to chew, which helps, with the air cabin pressure, which even for me, that's something that I enjoy. And another key aspect is ensuring that both you and your loved ones stay well nourished, because airport food can be expensive and not always dementia friendly. And so packing a small cooler with familiar, easy to eat snacks and meals can be a lifesaver. This not only ensures that your loved one maintains their regular diet, but also provides a sense of familiarity and comfort during the journey. And additionally, it's beneficial to have a flexible mindset because flight delays and cancellations are part of the modern air travel scenario. So have a backup plan in place, including extra medication and comfort items to handle unexpected changes in your travel schedule. because being adaptable and maintaining a positive outlook can greatly influence your loved one's experience and help mitigate potential stressors. So incorporating these additional considerations into the travel plans can further enhance the overall experience, ensuring it is as smooth and enjoyable as possible. Remember, each journey is unique, and being well prepared helps you handle any surprises with grace and ease. And looking ahead, in our next episode, we will explore the world of cruising with dementia, offering insights into making sea travel just as comfortable and enjoyable. And finally, we'll wrap up the series with tips for road trips and hotel stays, ensuring that you have all the tools needed for various travel scenarios. So stay tuned in, and let's continue making a joyous experience for you and your loved ones, because this is important. And sometimes we have to travel whether we like it or not. So I want you to be prepared, because that's part of what we're doing. You got to familiarize yourself with the airplane, prepare your person for what's coming up, these sort of things. Because as you prepare for that journey, it's essential to keep in mind the unique needs and considerations of your loved one with dementia, Alzheimer's, or some other memory disorder, because this process can seem daunting, but with thoughtful preparation and the right strategies, air travel can be a smooth and enjoyable experience for both you and your loved one. And in this episode, we're diving into 15 essential tips that will point you in the right direction and guide you through every step of the journey, from navigating the airport to ensuring in-flight comfort. These practical tips will guide you, help you stay organized, reduce the stress, and make the most of your time in those friendly skies. So let's get started and explore these essential travel tips that will make your journey as seamless as possible. So I have 15 tips for you. And again, I'm Duchess DJ Love. I have my book out, Navigating the World Traveling with a Loved One with Dementia, where I share more tips on this topic, because I want to help folks navigate their travel and, take your loved one with you. They want to see the world too. So let's help them do that. And, take these tips with you. Don't go without them. They're important, and let's plan for them. So let's get started with the airport navigation, okay? Because this is where you need to really think about what's going on and familiarizing yourself and them before the process. So let's get back to our 15 tips. Planning ahead is the most important part of the journey. So before the trip, familiarize yourself with the airport layout, and many airports do have the online maps available for you to refresh yourself with if you've been there before but can't remember, or also kind of show your loved one that's traveling with you so they can kind of get an idea of what's going on, where they're going to be at. And if you can, if this is your first time flying with them, take them to the airport ahead of time. Go to the baggage carousel. Let them walk through, the part where you don't have to go through security, just to get a feel of what the airport feels like, to see what noise level. Let them kind of, get experience to what's happening, because you may not think they'll remember, but somewhere in their subconscious, when they come back, it'll help them. It'll help ease them. Show them the TSA security lines too, so that, and let them observe that process, so that won't freak them out when, in case they're randomly checked to be frisked. You'll know what to do. You'll know how to handle it. They'll be prepared. But planning ahead is the biggie. Also, arriving early at the airport well in advance to avoid rushing, and give yourself plenty of time to handle any unexpected delays, because you never know what could happen. They may get sick, they may get nervous, they may not want to move. Like my mom, sometimes when she's scared, she does not want to move. She's going to stand there, she gets in a chair, she will not get up. So it takes a little bit of navigating to get them back comfortable enough where they'll go. And check out the signage and assistance. So look for clearly marked signs, and don't ever hesitate to ask the airport staff for assistance, because that's what they're there for, and they want to help. Also, fellow passengers are wonderful with helping me with my mom. So, just ask. Trust me, people want to help you. They'll be glad to help you. To them, they see your struggles and they just want to make it a little bit better, because you know what? They probably had someone with the same thing and the symptoms, and they know how it can be. So never not ask for help. Just can't state that enough. Ask for help. Like I say, because Lady Lexi's a frequent flyer. She can do it. Your person can do it. Now, security procedures that I recommend is, if you're not already enrolled in a pre-check program, get enrolled. That makes things a little bit simpler and easier. If you don't have this, prepare your personal set in advance for what's going through that security will be like, and dress them accordingly. Try not to put them with anything metal that might set off the alarm, or if they have, metal hip implants or something, got to be sure to tell the security guards, that so that they don't be harassed, as I call it. You want your person to be comfortable. You don't want them being terrified because they're like the police. They'll be scared of all that. So prepare them. Also prepare your documents and your belongings. Have out your ID, your boarding passes ready. If you need to buy something, have some cash quickly where you can get to it so you can keep tabs on your person. And ensure all your carry-on items are easily accessible for the screening. I like to put air tags on my mom in case we get, separated, so I can track her out where she's at, because you never know when a busy, hustle and bustle places, you're looking down, next minute they darted off, they gone, because dementia people, they wander. So you got to be prepared for these things. How are you going to find them? If they get lost, they may only remember their name. They may not remember who you are, or even that they're with you. So take these into consideration. Also, your in-flight comfort is going to be a biggie, because on that plane you can't get off, you're stuck there. So this needs a lot of thought in preparation. Bring comfort items. Bring familiar items like a favorite blanket, a pillow, again, those noise canceling headphones, a magazine, whatever they need to provide comfort and reduce the anxiety. For me, we take Baby Love, this huge teddy bear that's my mom's comfort. We put Baby Love on her bed wherever we're staying at. I have no problem. She knows that's where she's supposed to be because Baby Love's there. So typically we put Baby Love overhead storage, but if he's needed, we can go get Baby Love down because he's right there. Stay hydrated. Encourage your loved one to drink plenty of water regularly to stay hydrated during the flight. You too, because the air on the planes, it drains you, it dries you out, so you need to be hydrated. But then with that, you got to think about the bladder control, because urinary incontinence for a person with dementia is more likely to have accidents, incontinence, or difficulties using the toilet than a person of the same age who doesn't have dementia. So you have to think about them. Okay. We take the assurance incontinence and overnight underwear for my mom to wear when we on the airplanes, in case we on there 2 or 3 hours and you can't get off. You don't want to go to the little bitty bathrooms. Hey, we got it covered. And if I think there's going to be some other problems, we bring the incontinence bed pads that are waterproof for her to sit on top of that, because you never know. But if you observe your person, you know their behaviors, you know what to bring, and you know how to prepare. And take the person to the restroom before boarding and immediately after flight. Whether they need to go or not, take them. And communication tools. If you go into a foreign place, you need to have a language translation apps. Utilize those apps to help you with going through immigration or border control, whatever you may need to speak to someone in a different language. Also, medical bracelets. Have your person with their information on a bracelet, or have them to wear a necklace too with your picture and your name on it, in case they get lost or separated. They have some way to get in touch with you. Someone will know who they are. I also like to put in my boarding pass and my mom's clothes, and so at least they'll have it on. They have a name, someone to look for, because you never know if the person's scared. They may not remember their name or who they are or where they're from. Just may freak them out. These things happen. And have an emergency plan. Know the procedures before you go. Familiarize yourself with the airline's emergency procedures, all the nearest exits, and wherever you're going to, be prepared to know where the nearest hospital's at, whatever you may need, the pharmacy, that kind of thing. And always have your emergency contact information readily available, both digitally and print, for you and your person, because you never know what happens. Give you an example of this. We went to Paris. My mom got sick, had to take emergency ride on the ambulance to the ER. Okay, so things do happen. We have travel insurance, so I highly recommend travel insurance. That's helping you prepare in advance. Now, one of my favorite things is utilizing the in-flight assistance program. And what I mean by that is each airline has wheelchairs for people or some sort of assistance. Even though my mom doesn't need a wheelchair, if it's a long flight or she's not particularly feeling well, I want her to have a wheelchair. But first off, it makes it easier on me, because someone else is pushing her and I can see her. And that way I got all the luggage. I ain't got to deal with everything. That's one less thing I have to deal with as a caregiver. So request these services. They'll guide you through the process. They'll stay with you at the restrooms. I mean, it just makes it easy. And all you do is call them when you have your reservation, say, hey, my person's going to need a wheelchair. And again, it's not because they can't walk. It's to help you navigate them through that airport. especially if you have to go to some of these larger airports like Phoenix, where you have to walk from one terminal to the other terminal. It may take you 20 minutes. Okay, Denver International, these bigger airports with a lot going on, you will need assistance with them, because even though they can normally walk, the noise, the crowds, it may really disrupt their thinking, and they may be scared. Like I say, if my mom gets in chairs, she don't want to get up. So you have to think about these things to keep them comfortable. Lady Lexi loves to travel, so we know we get all the help we can get, and ask for any in-flight assistance you can need too. So that'll help you. Like I say, they take you from the curb through security onto the aircraft, help you get off, get you back out to get your luggage. And this ensures you and your loved one have that smooth environment, which is what it's all about. Stay close to your person. Stay close to your person. That's a biggie. Do not let them get lost in the crowds. So keep close proximity to your loved one at all times, especially in crowded, noisy areas during the boarding and disembarkation. Make sure that you stay together. That's huge. So when passing through that airport security, I always inform the TSA that, hey, my mom has dementia. I want to send her through first and tell her to wait for me till I get through. Because I've done this before. I have TSA pre-check. I should not have any issues getting through. So I sent her through first. I prepare her how to walk through the scanner, keeping her hands and arms straight down, removing all paper and everything else from her pockets. She will follow those suitcases and make sure that no one gets her suitcases. So she's going to grab them suitcases and stand there and wait for me. However, if your person may require you to go first as to help them from the other side, you just kind of have to think about what's best for you and your person, and have that strategy in place, ready to go to help prevent that separation and ensure that seamless transition through security. I like to book my mom on flights by the window. That keeps her occupied, so you have something to look out the window and see. Now, if we're on really long flights, I may put her beside the aisle seat so she can step up and stretch her legs every so often, and it's easier for me to get her out and up if I have to, if she's on the aisle. Again, these are just some things that you need to think about before you plan your air travel. And like I say, staying close to them is the biggie, and staying together. Just common sense. Just think of how you would feel if you couldn't remember that well, or if you were having difficulties. What would it be like for you? How would you handle these situations? Because that's the way they are. And again, thank you for joining me. Duchess DJ's Dementia Diaries. We're talking about air travel, and we're on tip 8, where we use a companion card to aid us, again, in case we get separated, or to discreetly inform the airport and airline staff about your loved one's condition and needs, because sometimes they get a little sensitive about this thing and they don't want everybody knowing. So, you may need to, do this in private. And when you carry that companion card to communicate your situation to TSA and the flight attendants, it informs them that you're traveling with someone who has Alzheimer's, dementia, or some memory order, and it helps them provide the necessary support and understanding if agitation occurs or there's problems. They know how to handle it, so there's not any issues. Typically, we have carry-on bags and backpacks, so we got stuff. You don't want to go in one little bitty bathroom. Even the handicap bathroom sometimes is not big enough, or they're not available. And 2, I'm not going to leave my mom in the bathroom. I'm going to be right there with her inside that stall. Again, I don't take any chances of us getting separated. Something happens. So we find the family bathrooms at the airports. You can find the family airports. They're a little bit bigger. That way you can lug all your stuff in there. You're not cramped. You got room, because you never know what their needs are. This way it keeps them comfortable too. And it's quiet. Not a lot going on around them, so they can think. And like for my mom, that helps her. She'll use the bathroom then, because there's a lot of commotion, noise, and banging in the bathroom. She will not go. She will hold it. And that is not good. So that's a common saying. Find those family restrooms and use them in the airports. They have them. Airport lounges is our next big lifesaver. Because we like those. That gets us a little bit more privacy. We get snacks there. It's comfortable. It gives me a little more security, because I know then she can't really get lost too much, because, they'll see her going in and out. So that's a big for me. I can leave her sitting in a chair, go get her a snack, go get her some water, go get her something to drink. That helps with the lounges. You may not have access to a lounge, but if you can get a day pass, that might be a good thing. Some credit cards actually give you free access. So if you're going to travel with someone with dementia, memory disorder, whatever, it's like going with a child. Be prepared. And plan some more. Prepare yourself. especially for agitation and anxiety. Entertainment and snacks. Bring along activities, snacks, beverages that your loved one enjoys to keep them occupied and calm during the flight. Again, our favorite personal items are magazines, a water bottle, because if they get stressed out, my mom will drink a lot of water. And I always bring a blanket just in case those cold flights you have. Too, a blanket might give you some comfort. Of course, Baby Love, our teddy bear, he's our comfort. He goes with us everywhere. He is a flying carry-on necessity. Talk about some additional tips for the air travel with a person with dementia. Medication management. Bring their medication. Ensure that you have all the necessary medications in your carry-on, along with prescription and doctor's note if needed. Also have the instructions in case something happens to you. Somebody will know what they need. Schedule doses. Stick to the medication schedule and set reminders if required. And while we're talking about this, if you did not see part 1, I covered the basics and what we need to know and what we need to do when we're traveling. It's called routine, flexibility, snacks, and patience. You got to have patience. I have a book coming out on patience where every letter of the word spelling patience is a clue for how to deal with your person with dementia. That's coming out hopefully at the end of this month. So we'll have more on that coming up. Blog Wanderlust and Wealth Wisdom, gallivantinglikearoyal.com. Feel free to check it out. I post my dementia stories, my travel tips, finance tips, because hey, it costs money to fly around the world. So I cover all of that. So there might be something that you want to check out. But anytime you're traveling, always dress comfortably, appropriate clothing. So dress your loved one in comfortable, loose-fitting clothes and consider layers to adjust to changing temperatures. That's the come you'll see my mom with that jacket on, her little sweat jacket. It's soft, it's comfortable, it's well washed, so it's so cozy. But she has a t-shirt on. If she gets hot, she can take the jacket off, and she gets cold, she can keep the jacket on. Again, identification is important. Again, we talked about those air tags. Got to have ID tags. Like I say, I put my boarding pass or a copy of my boarding pass in my mom's clothes in case we get separated. You always have to have tags with your contact information for your loved one. Put it on them, their personal belongings. If they have a backpack, put it on there. Just place it everywhere because you never know what could happen. Something could happen to you. Someone needs to know who you are and how to take care of them if you're not available. So place that contact information on the person in case of separation or emergencies. Remember we talked about modern day air travel, things always goes wrong. Plan for layovers. Find you a rest area, a quiet area in the airport where you can rest up if you have a layover. Go to find a gate where there's no one boarding at. Have that little quiet space there for you to give them some time to calm down and relax. Stay informed, monitor the flight status or any potential changes to avoid last minute rushes. Have the app downloaded so you can look at it and constantly know what's going in. Remember I talked about those airport lounges. Airport lounges are great for finding comfortable seats to wait and get snacks with private restrooms. Oh, they come in so handy. I love my airport lounges. So big fan of the airport lounges. I use those regularly. And again, the biggest thing, keep a positive attitude. Stay calm. Maintain that calm and positive demeanor as your loved one may pick up on your emotions, or your stressors, and they may sense it, may think it's their fault. We don't want that. Patience and flexibility. I talked more about that, earlier, and that was touched on that in lesson 1, or I should say episode 1. Be patient and flexible, understanding that some adjustments might be necessary during your trip. And again, go back and watch part 1. Review the basics from part 1. The snacks, the routine, flexible, and patience. Those are things that we covered, why they're important, what you need to know about them. Just make sure dementia travels go well. Wrap up on our topic today. I thank you for joining and hanging with me and, learning about dementia travel, Alzheimer's travel, memory disorder travel, because it's an important topic. It helps you plan, help you prepare. And I say, as it's a wrap, taking to the skies, I hope you found these air travel tips helpful and that they help you, give you confidence to embark on your next adventure with your loved one at ease. Remember, preparation is key for a smooth and enjoyable journey. As always, preparation is key. Plan. Same thing like budget. Hey, location. These are the things you have to know. And stay tuned for my next episode where I'll set sail and explore cruising with dementia followed by our final episode in this series on road trips and hotel stays. Let's make travel memorable, safe, and enjoyable for everyone. I also have a recap for what we discussed today with some cool footage, to help you refresh and to let this sink into you so that you can get going and fly those friendly skies. So thank you again for joining. Safe travels, everyone, and let's prepare for air travel. Take off.
Be a stressful experience for anyone, but for dementia patients, it can be utterly overwhelming. The unfamiliar environment, the noise, the crowds, it's a perfect storm of anxiety and confusion. But it doesn't have to be that way. With the right preparation and understanding, we can make flying a much more comfortable and enjoyable experience for our loved ones with dementia. When we think of flying with dementia patients, we often think of the challenges they face during the flight itself. But the reality is that the stress and anxiety can start long before they even step onto the plane. From navigating the airport to dealing with security checks, every step of the way can be a source of confusion and fear. And then there's the flight itself, where the confined space and turbulence can exacerbate their anxiety even further. Add to that the possibility of disorientation and agitation, and it's no wonder that flying can be such a daunting experience for dementia patients. One of the biggest challenges caregivers and family members face is trying to manage their loved one's behavior during the flight. We've all seen it, the agitation, the restlessness, the constant questioning of where are we going? And when are we getting off? It's heartbreaking to see our loved ones so scared and disoriented, and it's even more challenging when we're trying to navigate the complexities of air travel at the same time. But despite these challenges, flying with dementia patients doesn't have to be a nightmare. With the right strategies and preparation, we can make the experience much more comfortable and enjoyable for everyone involved. So what are the secrets to stress-free flying for dementia patients? Let's dive in and explore the 15 essential tips that can make all the difference. From preparing your loved one for the flight to managing their anxiety during takeoff, these tips are designed to help caregivers and family members navigate the challenges of flying with dementia patients. We'll cover everything from choosing the right seat to bringing comfort items on board, and much more. One of the most impactful tips I've come across is the importance of preparing your loved one for the flight well in advance. This can involve explaining the process of flying to them, showing them pictures or videos of airports and planes, and even taking them on a practice run to the airport before the actual flight. By doing so, you can help reduce their anxiety and fear, making the experience much more enjoyable for everyone. I'll never forget the story of one caregiver who told me about taking her mother on a flight to visit her grandchildren. Her mother had advanced dementia, and the caregiver was terrified about how she would react to the flight. But by preparing her mother in advance, using calming music and comfort items, and even bringing a favorite doll on board, the caregiver was able to create a much more enjoyable experience for both of them. It just goes to show that with the right strategies, flying can be a rewarding and enjoyable experience for dementia patients. Another tip that stands out is the importance of using visual aids to help your loved one understand the flight process. This can involve creating a simple visual schedule or checklist to help them know what to expect, or even using a tablet or smartphone to show them videos of the flight process. By doing so, you can help reduce their anxiety and confusion, making the experience much more comfortable for everyone. One caregiver I spoke to told me about how she used a visual schedule to help her father understand the flight process. She created a simple checklist of everything they would do during the flight, from taking off to landing, and even included pictures of the different steps involved. It was amazing to see how much more calm and relaxed her father was during the flight, and it just goes to show the power of visual aids in reducing anxiety. In summary, flying with dementia patients doesn't have to be a stressful and overwhelming experience. By preparing your loved one in advance, using calming strategies during the flight, and providing comfort items and visual aids, you can make the experience much more enjoyable and comfortable for everyone involved. Remember, the key is to be patient, understanding, and flexible, and to always prioritize your loved one's needs and comfort. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found these tips helpful in making flying a stress-free experience for your loved one with dementia. If you have any tips of your own, please share them in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more helpful content on caring for dementia patients.